Alright guys, we're getting ready to head out here. We're getting ready to head up to Newark Airport and head out to the Philippines. The day's arrived and we're excited and we're ready to start our journey together. And you guys are coming with us, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're at the airport now, departing gate 55. We got, maybe 2 hours of waiting here at the airport until our flight leaves, so we're just gonna hang out here. We have nowhere to go but on the airplane. Talk to you guys later. If you guys are wondering, we're flying out of Newark Liberty Airport in New Jersey.
Passengers are live.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do a video today when we were at home at my parents', but there was just so much going on today. Today was a very busy day, between wrapping things up, being with my parents, going out to eat with my brother and my parents. Time just went by so quick today, so yeah, I didn't do anything at home. So that's got 2 hours right here right now, so I'll just do a little talk right here. So, and by the time you guys see this video, we will be in the Philippines, so I'll be uploading it in the Philippines. There's Lottie. What do you gotta say, Lot?
Hi.
We're both pretty tired.
I'm nervous.
And nervous, you know.
Tired, excited, everything is so I can't tell you what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Nervous, excited.
See you soon, Philippines.
See you soon, Philippines. So yeah, I guess Lottie asked me today, she said, you know, what are you feeling? How do you feel? I said, you know, I'm a little nervous. You know, I'm not nervous about living there in the Philippines, because in 2012, 2013, 2014, I was actually over there off and on, living there a couple months at a time. I guess, you know, the nervousness comes from, you know, leaving the safety of what I've known for almost 50 years. I've lived in that area where I was at, like I said, for close to 50 years, and, you know, lived in that area, operated in that area in a radius of about 100 miles. So it's pretty much what I've known my whole life. But I am the kind of person, you know, I'm an adventurous person. You know, I don't like to be held down. I feel I can start and have a new life over in the Philippines with Lottie. This is just going to be like a little ramble video. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to do anything to it. Just putting out my thoughts right now and my feelings. You know, things I'll miss. You know, of course you miss family. I'm lucky to have both my parents still alive. My dad's 75. My mom, well, I won't tell you her age because it's not polite to say a woman's age. But yeah, I'm happy to have both my parents alive. I have a brother who I, you know, actually have 4 brothers. Some I see, well, the one I see quite a bit throughout the year. My other brother lives down south. I get to see him holidays. He comes up for the holidays. No sisters. But yeah, of course you'll miss family. I'll tell you another thing I'll miss. I'll miss the some of the food here. Yeah, you can get steaks, you can get milk, you can get eggs, you can get bacon, you can get everything over in the Philippines. But the I don't know, it's just maybe it's just because I grew up here and I'm accustomed to the food here. But I'll definitely miss some of the food. Definitely Philadelphia cheesesteak. Definitely miss that. Pizza. Yeah, I know they have pizza in the Philippines, but it's just not like the pizza here in the States. So yeah, I'll miss some of that. I'll miss some of the food. For sure, for sure. Another thing I'll miss is the area where I was living. It's out in the country. It was quiet, no loud neighbors. Um, it was an area of what's called the Ole Valley. A lot of farming there, a lot of livestock there. Just a beautiful countryside. I will definitely miss that. Where I lived, I was there over 15 years, and very quiet, good neighbors, never bothered me, and I'll definitely miss that for sure. Another thing I'll miss is here in Pennsylvania, we're a four-season state. In other words, we have four seasons. We got spring, summer, fall, and winter. The summers are nice, you know, warm, not too hot. Evenings get cool. Springtime, it's beautiful. Everything's coming to life. Fall, leaves are turning colors, very beautiful. They turn colors and fall off the tree. Wintertime, not a big fan of the winter. I love the look of the snow, but not a big fan of the cold. But yeah, I'll miss the four seasons here in Pennsylvania.
Your attention, please.
Some of the things I won't miss here is, number one is the taxes. School tax, federal tax, local tax, property tax. I definitely won't miss them. I've had my share of paying them. I talked about the four seasons. Like I said, the snow is beautiful to look at, but I'm not a big fan of the cold. My bones ache in the cold, my joints ache, my arthritis kicks up. So no, I won't miss the winter time. I won't miss, especially the shoveling of the snow. I won't miss that at all. But yeah, that's some of the things I won't miss. Another thing I won't miss is, for some reason here in the States, it just seems like the violence has gotten worse. The shootings, the killings, the murders. It just seems to get worse. People act without a conscience, I think, anymore. I don't know if it's because they're not raised with morals or values. But yeah, I definitely won't miss that at all. There's quite a bit more things that I'll miss and won't miss, but I don't know. Right now it's late. We've been up very early. We're tired. We're just ready to hop on the plane and start this very long flight, this 16-hour flight. What we do is we fly out of Newark here into Hong Kong. That's about a 16-hour flight. We'll arrive in Hong Kong right around maybe 5:30 or so. Got a 2-hour layover there. Hop back on a plane, 2 hours into Manila, and then we'll be there 9:30, 9:45 in the morning. So yeah, we got a long flight ahead of us. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're gonna enjoy it. Just take it one day at a time and enjoy this journey we're on. This is actually the first time I flew out of Newark here. I've always flown out of JFK, up above New York City. But yeah, it's not as big as JFK, and it was actually closer for us to fly out of Newark here. This is where I picked up Louisa when she flew here from the Philippines. Like I said, it is the first time I've actually flown out of Newark. Alright guys, so they paged our name. We got called up to the desk there, and good news, they upgraded us to what was it? Premium. Premium. I asked him what the difference is, and he said the seats are a little bigger and a little wider, and they recline a little farther back. So that's good news. Good news. Did I mention we're flying Cathay Pacific? I don't remember. Like I said, I'm tired. It's late. I don't know if I told you guys, but yeah, Cathay Pacific.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The stage. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing? Talk about a flashback. Yeah. That was an old video. Let me check something real quick here. Make sure my mouth and my volume and everything is on here. Live. There we go. Bring that up. Double check. All right. Yeah. Let me volume down. That was a video from 2016 when we got on the plane to come over here, right? It's like a flashback. I don't know if I wanted to play that or if I wanted to play an older video, like my introduction video. But yeah, audio is okay, but picture is bad because it looks like bearded old man. Oh, thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Yeah, what a trip down memory lane, right? I know somebody. I think I fooled somebody because they were saying, "Have a safe trip." Michael's life said, "Have a safe trip." Peter Pete, where you going? You're leaving, and I have a few more weeks to arrive. USA forever. Michael says, I will be there in December. James, good evening. James, chosen one, thanks for stopping in. I think I will arrive at the same time I showed up in the scene of 2017. Yeah, chosen one. 2016 is when me and Luke decided to. Coffee, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Me and Luke
Oh,
decided.
you have already breakfast.
Yes, thank you. Little floater there. Coffee. 2016, decided to come over full time. 2012 was when I originally first started coming over, and off and on for a couple years, and then Luke came back she came to the States, and that's when we've been here full time. Slick Rick, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. How are you doing? Yeah, I did look young there. That was 10 years ago. Believe it or not, that's coming up on 10 years. Ricky USA. Hello, Ricky USA. Mike, our Philippines journey. How are you doing this morning? Dang, you shaved. I didn't notice you at first. Jason Pike, good morning, sir. Thanks for the super sticker. Greatly appreciate it. And thanks for stopping in. Jason Pike always stops in and says hello. There's quite a few people that do. Mike got it right. It's an old video running until he goes live at 8:30. JB, he seems more likable and less arrogant back then. Well, thank you, JB, or JB. Yes, JB. Thank you for the compliment. Hey, back then it was like, what the heck am I doing? Where am I going? What do I, what am I getting myself into? Where's this journey going to lead? You don't know. You don't know. You plan, and the day comes and it's like, wow, I'm really doing this, Wow, I planned for this and planned for this. Now the day's here. Your dream, the dream that you have imagined in your mind of moving to the Philippines and being there and living there and experiencing it like just in person, And boy, it's been a journey, right? 10 years, coming up on 10 years. It's been a journey. Done a lot, seen a lot, had good times here and there, bad times here and there. Ooh, that's a hot one. Well, you guys that are living here, Mike and you've been here and you remember that final move. Come over here off and on and set things up, and now it's time. Those that are getting ready to do it, you'll experience it. You'll feel it. Like, yeah. And then talk to me after you've been here 10 years. Yeah. Greg, the Briz days. Yeah, Greg. He's calling me Brizhog. I don't know. Brizhog. Something to do with my name. And then I used to ride a Harley, a hog. I back in. Yeah, you're back in Pennsylvania. No, I am not. I'm still in the Philippines. What's up, PIP? Chosen one. I was clean shaven too when I first got to the Philippines. Now I look like a castaway. Yeah, some people, they say Filipino women don't like beards, and I don't know. I think they're going to like a beard if they like you, right? You know what I mean? And the thing is, here in General Luna, there's more guys running around with beards than not. And then you go other areas, and everybody's clean shaven. Girl's going to like you if you have a beard or not. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You can have a big belly. You can have teeth gone. You can have bad breath. You can have BO. Filipino girl is still going to fall in love with you. Sunset Travel, thank you for stopping in. Bruce Cinder. Good morning, Bruce. Tribalism is the way up. I'm with you. I'm with you, chosen one. I have to get a new passport, but I don't want to shave my beard. I don't want to look old with all this gray hair. I'm with you. I've got to get my passport renewed also. It expires February of next year. It's simple. Well, I'm going through a travel agent. I'm going to have a travel agent do it all for me. I'm not going to deal with any of this. You know what I mean? But not only that, it'd be cheap. It's cheaper for me to get a travel agent to do it. If I were to go to Manila or send it in and then worry about something getting lost. But I'm with you. I got to renew mine also. Who is this? It's me. I haven't seen one violent act in real life. It's all about where you live. Don't live in a violent area. Ding. Correct. However, sometimes violent comes knocking at nice neighborhoods too. Yeah. Chosen, all the more reason to drop your channel. Yes, chosen one. When are you going to put that channel out? Right? Eminem, good morning, Eminem. Lucas Musser, good morning, Lucas Musser. Where are we at? Darren Thomas, I take it family issues. What the F happened to you? I don't know, Manny C. What happened to me? Just watch all the other expect YouTube starts with their bullshit after you go. Bunch of wankers, most of them. J-Dub. I always say, you know what? You got to watch who you're taking your advice from. And I don't care. I know it upsets certain vloggers when I say, you know what? Your ink isn't even dry on your passport until you've been here 5 years, right? And I know it upsets certain vloggers. What do you mean? My ink is dry. I say a good 5 years being here, interacting with things, doing this, doing that, traveling, experiencing things. And even after 5 years, you're still learning, you're still learning. Check this. You're still learning. but it takes, what do they say? Most people are going to leave before 5 years, like 5 years and they're done, they're leaving. So it does take a little time to get used to just the whole everything of just being here in the Philippines. I could see you were much younger and heavier back then. Yeah, Bruce, I when I come to the Philippines, every time I've come, 10, 15 pounds easily. I just do. Between the heat, between sweating, between the super size French fries that they don't have available here, and all those like going to Wawa, grabbing this, like it's just not readily available. So that's another, you lose weight that way too. Not having Philadelphia cheesesteaks readily available. Ah, yeah. Mr. Jimbo, what's up, everybody? Everyone. Hello from Oregon. God bless. Thank you for stopping in. Luau. Jeff says, I'm leaving Philippines tomorrow, Jeff. Have a safe trip. Have a safe trip, Jeff. I may say, I know I'm behind here on my comments. Thank you, Brian Simpson, for the super chat. Did you feel the Cebu earthquake? No, we did not. I did not feel it at all. Nothing rattled here. Nothing. I had family members and stuff. When news hits the States of something big here, earthquake, typhoon, something, family members and friends, hey, you okay? You okay? I have to explain to them. Like, I'm in Pennsylvania and an earthquake happens in Florida. Like, we don't feel it. Same way, California, Pennsylvania. But they're concerned. They hear the Philippines, they see it, and right away, the only one they know in the Philippines. But no, we didn't feel it. But yesterday we did feel a little shake yesterday, a little shimmy. I was upstairs here watching TV and heard things start rattling and the bed was moving. But no, but it's sad. I mean, what happened in Cebu? That's the thing. You move here, you live here, and I don't think anywhere safe in the Philippines is earthquake free. I think everywhere you live in the Philippines, you can have an earthquake or typhoon. Howie Bassetti. Hi from USA, upstate New York. I'm very happy to see you're doing good. Thank you, Howie. I am doing well. Look, and I am doing good. We're doing very well. Thanks for stopping, Ed. Ed from Queens. How are you doing, Ed from Queens? Let me 24 minutes. Plus, we had our little beautiful video from the beginning. And that's the water tank overflowing. I was talking about people leaving the Philippines. It's time for me to leave the Philippines. Not me. If you thought it was me leaving the Philippines, little trickery there in the title, I think I left out when people say it's time for me to leave the Philippines. I'm not talking about me. I'm not leaving now. Clickbait. You're gone nowhere. You're a professional clickbaiter. It's who does it? Come on, think about it. When you watch that commercial for for your favorite restaurant that you want to go to, right? And the grease is dripping off of that burger and the cheese is oozing down and it's steaming and it's hot. All right. Then when you get there and you buy it, let me get the quarter pounder special or whatever. It doesn't look anything like it. All media, I don't care what they are, all commercials, all everything. A big, wait, hang on. I got to address this. I like these guys too. Big Birch out of here. Philly is a simp. I love these guys. Simp, simpy. Then all of a sudden the bell rings and your kindergarten teacher comes out and says, "Come on, children, it's time to come in." Simpy. Yeah. But yeah, all media does that. They all do that. So now it's different if say how's that, people what the women used to do is they put up these pictures of, if you think clickbaiting is bad now, then again, you got to get ahead. How are you going to get ahead nowadays in YouTube? Do you have dinner with that super chat yet? Yes, we did. We went out and we had a nice, delicious breakfast. I bought Lut something while we were out. But yes, I did. Thank you. Still, hey, anybody want to help out with another nice, delicious dinner coming up? Greatly appreciate it. Well, you think about it. Holden Falcon says, so we waited 2 days to read your title of vlogging for clickbait. Come on, man. I might even lose some, people like, I'm time to leave. Did you P.O. Lut? No. Some people just, I might lose a couple subscribers because of the title of my video, but you have to stay to understand the whole video, what I'm talking about, right? If I said, when is a good time for people to leave the Philippines? Like, well, no, they're not gonna watch it, right? But if it's like, it's time for me to, okay, well, why is he leaving? Right? You got it. Video threw me for a loop at first. Anyways, guys, hang on a second. Let me check something here. Gotta make sure the score didn't change. Where are we at? Hang on. All right, Phillies game's on. Why would people leave? What like at the beginning of the video, I played like when we were coming here and excitement coming here and getting ready to come here. And then you're here and, you're here for whatever reason. And then all of a sudden you got to leave for some reason or another. Why? Why would some people leave? I don't plan on going anywhere. I don't play. You know what? My mom said something to me, and I said, "Mom," I said, "if somebody could give me a job back in the States making $100,000 a year, I'll be back." You know what I mean? I have no desire to go back. Of course, to visit, but what if something happens to where, you have to go back? The one thing I can think of would be a big thing for that would be your health. Say you need, you can, if you have a heart condition here and you need to go in and get stents put in, things like that, they do that. I would have it done here. I know people that have it done here. My Philippine Journey's done it. There's a lot of guys here that have done it, but what if your insurance, what if you don't have insurance, right? You don't have the money. You go into a hospital here and, well, you're paying, you're going to pay. Some of them want it up front, 53 LA. Some of them want it up front. They want to make sure they're getting paid, but you can go back to the States. Maybe your health insurance from the States, your Medicaid, Medicare, whatever, covers you back in the States. So you got to weigh it out. All right, well, it's cheaper for me to fly back to the States to get this done, to have my medical insurance cover me, than I haven't done here. Mike says you pay cash. That's what I did. Yeah. And, you have a savings, but you don't really want to jump into that savings, because you can get this work done in the States. So you got to weigh those things out. You know what I mean? I think that would bring people, their health back to the States. You think about it. You got, so what are you saying? Bloggers bola for click all the time. All the time they do. Think about it. What if you're Brian Simpson says, go Dodgers. Come on, Brian. Go Phillies. Go Phillies. What if you're here and say you have a stroke and you're like, you can't even take care of yourself. Now what do you do? You're going to have somebody come in and pay for your, to take care of you. Single and free may not be the way to be at times. You know what I mean? Single and free. Well, what if you need help, James Gilbert. This is not paradise. There are a lot of reasons not to stay for a lot of people. You're right. You are right. I know a couple people that had come here to meet their girlfriend they met online, got here and found out that she wasn't working at a call center at night. She was working in the clubs at night. This guy up and packed up and said, see you later. I'm out of here. I am not dealing with this. So it's like, a situation like that. But it's like, I was in that situation. I came over here and it wasn't to meet, look for, I had, I spoke to Lut online and stuff, but I was here visiting another Filipina. And boom, up and gone. Took all my shit, left. I could have sat and cried in my Wheaties or Fruit Loops or my peanut butter crunch. I like peanut butter crunch cereal. And packed it up and went home. Said, I'm done. I'm done in the Philippines. But no, I stayed here. And good thing I did. You know what I mean? Good thing I stayed here. Lut and I got together. And the rest is history, right? But yeah, here's another one. Like you said, I said, I've seen a lot of people, if they can last in the Philippines over 5 years, they should be set. They should be good to go. They've kind of experienced the ups and downs, the ins and outs, and everything like that. And after 5 years, your ink is dry on your passport, and then you can start a YouTube channel and you can give out advice. I always say, you take advice from who you want, Good morning, Brian. As soon as you said you were not leaving, the viewers started leaving the live. Yes, Snoopy. People will tune in, just to be. I don't know if it's nosy or what. Like, okay, I've subscribed to Philly in the Philippines. All right. But I'm only going to click over and watch his channel when there may be something dramatic going on, or I knew Philly wouldn't last in the, they do that. And then as soon as, then they leave. Like they don't want to hear anything else. You know what I mean? But anyway, thank you for stopping in. No, do not go Dodgers. For me, For me, marketing. For me, I didn't even notice what the name of the live stream even was. Ah, where are we at? Where are we at? No, 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 do not go Dodgers. I know I'm behind, guys. Sperlin Edwards, you're right about the health thing. Emergency in the family have to straighten out a bank problem. To straighten out a bank problem. Here's another thing, and James says Brewers all the way. Here's another one that, like, what if you have a mother, a father, or something like that that is elderly, and it's like they want you to come home and take care of them. You know what I'm saying? That's another one right there. I mean, my dad, my mom are older. You know, my dad is, knocking on heaven's door, sadly, but he's old. He's lived his life. You get old, your body starts shutting down and things start happening. And, what if, they want you to come home and take care of them? That's another thing too. Those are things that happen. Or you just go broke, Morning, Mark Doyle. Ed from Queens. Glad I caught you. That's about 10 US dollars. Thank you so much, Ed. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. I'm working on getting Lut out for another nice meal if I could get enough super chat. Super chat. Well, I see people in some of these live streams, man, they are dropping super chats left and right, left and right. Wow. Actually feeding into the horse shit they have to say. Just kidding. Just kidding. All I know is it's a whole lot cheaper to pay someone in Southeast Asia than when it comes to, you're right, Mark. You can, I know people here. Matter of fact, I think Louisa told me she did it one time. I know her friend Borge, some of you remember Borge, she did it. They took care of expats that were older here. You know what I mean? Not to where they were like medically all, crazy, but like their everyday needs, cooked meals for them, cleaned for them, helped them, took them to the shower. You know what I mean? And of course, they didn't pay much, hardly anything. And the person stayed there at the house with them in case they needed help throughout, the night if something happened. They would get medication for them. They would set them up, go with them to the hospital for any tests. But yeah, guaranteed a hell of a lot cheaper here if you have somebody doing that, doing that for you. I would definitely make sure, the person knows what they're doing. I mean, but yeah. At least make sure they can do first aid CPR. Where are we at? Damien Forrest Gump says many truths. Also, life is like a box of chocolate. Forrest Gump is one of my my favorite all-time movies. I like Forrest Gump, right? Jenna A. Like occasionally I'll just click it on and watch it. But yeah, thanks for stopping, Damien. And you are right. Kyle and Lenny. I don't know how to say that last name, but good morning, Brian at Atilut. Good morning to you too. Thanks for stopping in. I get people stopping in like new names. You know, I've lost some people, I've gained some people, but I see new names coming into the chats and leaving comments, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think up in Angeles City, I drew a certain crowd, and down here, I draw a certain crowd. And then I have the people that just have stayed with us for all these years and greatly appreciate it. 10 rides. Actually, all right, I'm actually catching a part of your live stream. Awesome. Thanks for stopping in. Lee Hill says, I don't like clickbait. Yeah, well, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And if you look, a lot of YouTubers use clickbait. I just watch for the snark. People wanted to hear the drama of you leaving. I was smart enough to know it was really clickbait. Clickbait gets you views. Drama gets you views. Sex gets you views. You know, I know a YouTuber. He gets more views on his channel when he shows a swimsuit competition in the city of Sin, all right, than he does on any of his videos, because they tune in just to see that. Nobody cares about anything else. But people will tune in to a channel because of some dramatic title. You know what I'm saying? I'm suing another expat for defamation of character. People are going to tune in if it's a big YouTuber. You know, who's he talking about? What is he? People do that. They tune in for big clickbaity stuff. You know what I mean? Cubs rule. Do the Philippines speed run. Go 6 months, no AC, no hot water, no toilet paper, in an EPUD, in the province. If you're surviving that, you're good. I've gone no AC. I've gone with no AC. I'm gone without hot water. Gotta have the toilet paper, guys. Got to. I cannot play with my fingers and soap and down below. Can't do it. I'll use a sock before I do that. But all those above in a knee pot, I've done. Try that. Let's see how tough you are. Try that sometime. Brian Simpson. It's called cluckbait. And there you go. Cluckbait. You've just come up with a new name, Brian. Cluckbait. You're like, that's clickbait, Philly. That's clickbait. Nope. I'm in the province and I've got chickens. That is cluckbait. I won't go there. I was gonna say something else. Cluckbait in the province. I came into the live stream because I was curious also to see what the reason was for leaving the Philippines. I was thinking it was a medical reason or personal family reasons. And I was just curious. Retired Crypto 100, thank you for stopping in. I understand. People are curious. People want to know what's going on. I understand. And I do thank you guys for coming in. Maybe it draws more people back in to want to watch Philly in the Philippines. But thanks for stopping in. It was one of my best friends who got me interested in Egypt. He had to go back home to take care of his parents. Yeah, I mean, that happens. That's why sometimes it's like I have to leave the Philippines. It's time for me to leave the Philippines. You know, people, like I said, some people go broke too. Um, they go broke. Like they come here and they have so much money in savings. And I always say, don't ever come here to the Philippines and retire unless you're like filthy rich. You know what I mean? No big deal. Um, I can spend money at will. Um, but don't come here with a savings and no income coming in. Some people take that chance and come here, before they can apply for Social Security. All right, I have enough money. If I budget my money, I can live here and da 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 da, da, which is great. But you got to be able to budget the money. Hopefully, no major emergency arises where you got to dig into your savings account. But then you got, I'm going to come here. I want to be the latest, biggest, greatest YouTuber the Philippines has ever seen, and that's going to be my job. And I have a savings, and that might not work out for you. That might not. To be a YouTuber nowadays, you have got to go at it all the time, every day, doing something, uploading on multiple platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You got to go at it strong. Unless you're like a really hot looking girl, you're going to be doing videos in bikinis and bending over and, wiggling the tail feather. And you know what I mean? You got to go at it hard. Hard. I mean, it's not easy now. But people get broke. They get broke. They don't, they didn't come here with, a monthly income. Where are we at here? Go Phillies. I know when you say things like that, idea, know you have something else you're saying. And I will have insurance when I retire there. The thing is, be prepared. Correct. What is the score? I can't see that far behind me. I was thinking of vacation. Yes, Mr. Jimbo, I will go back to visit my mom, my dad. You know what I mean? My dad, he's home. He was, in the hospital, and then he had to get surgery. So he had a surgery, and then they kept him in the hospital overnight after his surgery. And he's doing good. I mean, he's old. He likes to sleep a lot, and but he's doing as good as he can for his age. Howdy, BT and Betty. How is BT and Betty? BT and Betty, I'm not leaving. This is a video about why. What would make me say it's time for me to leave the Philippines? I think I left that part out. What would make me say it's time for me to leave the Philippines? That must have got cut off in my thumbnail. I'm with you on the TP. All the rest I can be without. In fact, I'm doing it here now. Yes, you can do it without it, right? You can do without it. You don't know what you're capable of, and some people, they don't, some people just, they're stuck in their ways, I guess you could say, or they're just content in their ways, but me in the province here, it's a challenge, the challenges that I face and the things that I did, and didn't get mad. Well, I would get mad here and there, but it was a challenge. It was a challenge, and I'm enjoying it. That's why I say, check that. All right. But yeah, see now, I used to love tuning into those bikini contests. They stopped it. Yes, they did. No more bikini shows at Scorebirds. It was a waste. You know, to be honest with you, I'm just going to tell. I'm going to tell you how it is. I was there before the pandemic, and the pool parties were day and night compared to now. Day and night. And to me, I guess if you didn't see the previous ones, yeah, it's great. Oh, look at the girls. They're coming out in their little bikinis and, you know, wow, oh, neat. Let me take some videos and pictures. Man, before it was out of control. Out of control. You would see things that you'd be like, whoa, hey, am I at an X-rated movie live? You know, big difference. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm getting behind. All right. Let me scroll. Neil Davis. I stopped in because you and I have a lot in common. I've been watching you for, I don't know, the past since 2016 or 17. When I worked for corrections, 27 years. I did it until I retired. 27 years. That's a good time. It's 27. The key would be, at least in PA. I don't know what Department of Corrections. Neil Davis. I don't know which state you work for, but the key in Pennsylvania was 20 years, age 50 or more. 20, 25, 50, 55. But yeah, 2016. That goes back. That goes back to the first video I played when I started the live, right? I'm a puss. I need my air and TP. Yeah. I live on the other side of Philadelphia, Germantown, Norristown area. That makes you a homeboy. Yeah. I know Germantown, Norristown. I know all that area. What is the score? What is the score? Can somebody hang on? Let me check the score. Let me check what inning. Hang on, let me check. 5-3, bottom of the 8th. Not looking good. Not looking good. Thank God it's game 1. Retired crypto's hunter. Been here almost 4 years without toilet paper. I don't miss it. I just need a bit of that soap. But if I travel, then I need baby wipes because I am diabetic and get those emergencies from food. Yes, baby wipes also. Jasper is broke. Can he crash at the homestead? I don't know about Jasper. I don't know. I haven't tuned into him. Don't know what's going on with him. Whatever. You know, whatever he does, he does. My dad, what is he? I think he's 85, 86, 85, 86, right? I think he'd be up and doing better, but his knees are shot out. He refused to get a knee replacement years ago. But yeah, he's 86. Having the means to live a more comfortable life means giving you less incentive to struggle through difficult difficult environments, such as living in the province. As a Filipino, you have no choice. You are correct. You are correct. Some of them don't have a choice. Yes, bottom of the eighth. Brian, let's post a short with Kuyak TikTok dancing. Is she outgoing her shyness? TikTok, TikTok. I'm not sure you mean with that. TikTok, Kuyak, TikTok. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're talking about. Talking about Bing Bing, Ling Ling, Nini. I don't know. I love the province slaves. Some days it's challenging, most of the time it's fun and exciting. Yes, it is. It can be. It can be boring too, trust me. Sperlin Edwards, how many people just wanted to get out of their relationship here and made up a fictitious story to go back to the States just to come back to a different area, reset, and start their wild times? Has it happened? Maybe it's happened. It wouldn't surprise me if it didn't happen. You could do it. You could easily do it. Anything is possible. Escape, run away. Is that clown still here? I don't know, James. Don't really know. Where are we at? He's starting getting up there. But if he's as tough as you are, that old buzzer will make it to 120 easily. Yeah. You never know. You never know, right? You never know. Oh yeah, that Ed, you make a good point. If you figure like me here, I'm a perfect example. All right, I've been here 10 years. I haven't seen a primary care physician back in the States. When I went back, my primary care physician, I don't know, I think he may have just dropped me because I haven't seen him for so long, and then I got to reapply, to see him. And sorry, sir, we're full. We're not accepting more patients. And I knew my doctor for years, in and out. And, you got to think about that too. You go back to the States, you got to find a doctor that is going to see you. You got to set all that up. It's going to be challenging. Because you don't have that primary care physician that you would go to all the time. Hey doc, this is bothering me. I have a hard time breathing. All right, here, go in and get this test done. You went in, you found out where you had to go. Your insurance covered you, so you went there. You hand them your insurance card. You paid a copay or whatever. Like you knew back in the States, how to go through all that. Well, like I've been here 10 years now. When I get back, if I had a major problem, I gotta, but it's all part of the challenge, right? Why worry about it? Why stress yourself out about something that's not presenting itself to you at the moment? But know it's there. You gotta, yes, I know it's there. I'm the kind of person, I just work through it and deal with it as it happens. That's just me. But you're right. You got to think about that too. Does your house have an attic above you? No, it's an open space between the ceiling here and the roof. No attic. No attic here. Billy, how are the fellas doing in AC that used to hang with? Took was alive. Are Tuk Tuk passed away a few years back. Lucas Master is still there. Says Style is gone. He's been gone for years. Who else? Steve Montelli. I don't know what happened to Steve Montelli. I could send him an email because I remember a while back, people were saying Steve Montelli passed away. Steve Montelli passed away. Like, all right, I messaged Steve Montelli on his phone. Steve, have you passed away? Text back, well, no, I don't think so. But he was another one. The Adventures came, hung out. You know, you're going back. You're going back sometime. But I still talk to Luke. You know, Luke stops in here and there. Oh my good lad, we have the Lutz Diary Adventures in the Philippines. There's Lut. Thanks for stopping in, Lut. I know you're downstairs. The boss is in the room. Yes, we have Phil Health. Me and Lut Hannah have Phil Health. Got the name. But does that Filipino sell shirts? You're talking about Adrian up on Walking Street. I guess he still does. Bruce says Steve got booted from YouTube for being accused for being accused of giving medical advice on his channel. I don't know. If you say so, Bruce. If you say so, I don't know. I haven't even checked to see if he still does live stream or does videos or anything like that. I know he used to do a little wallet, things about wallets and all that other stuff. Hang on a second here. 1 second. Let me time that out for 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Jerry Anderson. Oh my God. I didn't even recognize y'all. LOL. Wow. How well. You've aged, grown younger. Wow. I think you found fountain of youth. LOL. Wow. You so much cooler now, bro. Omi Oyai. Hope PI affects me as good. Thank you, Jerry Anderson. I can read through what you were saying. I don't know. It could take years off your look, or it can add years onto your look. I guess it all depends. Bottom of the eighth. It all depends on you if you let the Philippines stress you out or not, right? It all depends. You can stress yourself out or you cannot. It all depends on you. It is what you make it, you know. Here's another thing. I seen a YouTuber that was live, right? And the person was just going off on politics. You know, they live here, and they were just going off on politics and ranting and raving and just going ballistic and crazy and it's like, wow, you're here in the Philippines, all right? The issue is over there. Yes, I feel that you should keep mind of what's going on. However, to work yourself up into a frenzy of just like screaming and hollering and this and that, it's like, oh my God, you're here in the Philippines. You're supposed to, be enjoying your life. Now your whole day is ruined because you've worked yourself up into a frenzy, and maybe you're working your way to a heart attack. That's like that Rosie O'Donnell, right? She's in Ireland, but she's still like just going crazy. It's like, wow, crazy. Rosie O'Donnell. How did the Charlie Kirk murder affect you? You know what, Brian? Well, hang on. What's for breakfast? I am having bagels. You know what I'm having. I will let you know when it's time. I'm having bagels. I got some bagels. I got some peanut butter. I got some yogurt, and I got cinnamon powder, and I got some fruit. I'm having me that bagel with my modification that I like to eat up at Gun. All right, back to your question. I will be honest, and you know what? Some people might just shoot me. Some people might say, "What the hell, Philly?" Honest to God, I never heard of Charlie Kirk until this happened. Why? Because I don't go onto the social media stuff. I don't go and watch all that. I just don't. Um, the politics and all that, you know, I have what I think and I believe and what I don't believe, but I never heard of Charlie Kirk. Never, never. And from what I see about the guy, seemed like he was doing a good positive thing. Some people will disagree. That's what's great about things. You can agree and you can disagree. Now, how you handle it with agreeing and disagreeing, those are two separate things, right? But yeah, honest to God, I didn't. Never heard of him. Nick Lopez. What did Nick Lopez? Nick Lopez. At Nick Lopez. That's another reason why you make up that fake story and jet out. What did Nick Lopez do? Let me scroll up and see if Nick Lopez one has to adapt and overcome. I don't know about Nick making up fake stories. Nick's been a subscriber for mine. Maybe I'm missing something. Nick's been a subscriber, commenter. I heard you can get arrested for even arguing with a Filipina girlfriend. True or false? That is true. That can happen. It has happened. Now, will it happen every single time? No. It can happen, but there's so many things and so many there's so much that's going on. I heard about that story, but I really didn't get into it. There was a story where a guy did get arrested, causing the Filipino to lose face, and then there's the thing where they say, okay, if you've provided, for your girlfriend, your wife, or family, you've provided for them, financially and stuff. Now you're leaving. Now they're saying you're still there's so many weird things out. Like you're still obligated to provide them with a good life because now you're causing them to lose faith. There's so many weird things out there. But that is true. Does it happen all the time? No. No. You know what I mean? He ain't. He ain't did not a god damn positive thing come in his mouth. Yeah. Fight nicely. Nick says a thumbs up. Laws against abuse for women and children, even if it's only verbal. Yeah, there is. There's laws. How they uh, enforce the laws are two different things. Two different things. So, all right, guys, it is. Wait, hang on. What's the score? Quick. Hang on. Check something real quick. 5-3, top of the ninth. 5-3, top of the ninth. The funniest answer to a slightly political questions. I'm not American, but I know a little bit of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, like I said, I honest to God, never heard of him. Never heard of him. Matter of fact, I think I was going live. I was doing a live stream when somebody put the comment in about him being shot, and I don't. It didn't. It didn't trigger any memory. It didn't trigger nothing. Um, it just you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Do you miss chili dogs from Philadelphia? I miss chili dogs, cheesesteaks, old soft pretzels. Yes, I miss a good chili cheese dog. They used to have a good chili cheese dog up in English City at one of the bars. I can't remember the name of the bar. In my mind, I know where it's at. It's not on Walking Street. Was it Ponytails? Might have been Ponytails. All right. But they had an awesome chili cheese dog. I would go in there and look, we'd go in there just to get a chili cheese dog. They had the best. But the key is to find a good hot dog. The only good hot dog I found here in the Philippines is called a New Yorker, and they sell them all over here. You go down to the market, they're selling them at the market. You go into grocery stores, and they're selling them. But matter of fact, I just bought some. But the New Yorker, but to find chili here, you'd have to make your own. I think people assume you're maca. Maca. You got to read between the lines, I think. Yes, I I feel also Charlie Kirk will be greatly missed. I feel so bad for his wife and their two young children. He only spoke the truth and was always and was always polite. You're correct. Well, hang on a second here. You're correct. But then again, it's a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, he spoke the truth. The other ones that say, you have both sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Both sides of the spectrum going at it. You got to look back to, Martin Luther King assassinated. All right. You had people, on this side. Then you had people on this side. This is nothing new. This is nothing new when assassinations like this happen. Say what you want to say. Okay, whatever. You want to be disrespectful in your comment towards a mother and a child. Okay, whatever. Right? I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to, but when you have the majority in America now outweighing the minority, you know what I'm saying? The majority is, the majority speaks. It's what they want. Like it or not. Looks like Dodgers dogs for breakfast. Yeah. What are they? I'm not even getting up to look. When I quit watching was when they started losing. Thank you for the super chat, Brian. Thank you so much. Where are we at? I mean, far left. Sorry, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get into the politics. Didn't did not Ellen DeGeneres leave the U.S. to go live with Rosie? If not, the sure are two cuckoos that should be together. Rosie, I don't know where Rosie went to Ireland. Ellen went. I don't know where did Ellen went. I don't know. All right. You look like a Trump supporter. People are crazy. Yeah, we're crazy. You got to learn to laugh too. All right. You got to learn to laugh. All right. I will leave it with this. I'm gonna end it with this. I don't care what you say. All right. The sombrero hats memes were hilarious. All right. Sombrero hats. Anyways, guys, I am going to wrap this one up. 136 million people in here right now. Want to know why Philly's leaving the Philippines? 136. That's good. That's good. Thank you. Guys, listen, I'm going to do. I thought about this and I think I'm going to do it. And then once I start, I'm going to have to continue to do it. You know what? This whole week, those that are in here, I'm trying to test something out with YouTube and the algorithm and, playing around. Every day this week, unless I have a brownout or a major emergency happens, I'm going to do a live stream every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A live stream every day. I don't know. We'll pick a topic. We'll do something. But every day. Like I said, I don't know, these YouTube algorithms and stuff, it's weird how it's, who knows? But I'm like, let me see. Let me try that. I've never done it. That's a new. All right. So this is a new thing Philly in the Philippines is going to do for this week. I can check it off my list of doing a live every day. Same back channel, same bat station. All right. 8:30 a.m. Philippines time and date. All right. I know I might step on other vloggers' toes streaming while they do live streams. Watch their channel, watch my channel, come back, watch my channel and review. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll figure something. We'll do something. I'll put some topic up there. Maybe some more clickbait topic. You know what I mean? Like Lutz pregnant. My wife is having a baby. That might be the next one to draw people in. They'll be like, that's a clickbait. My Filipina girlfriend / wife is having a baby because I'm married and I have a girlfriend. And you know how that works. You know how that works here, the guys that, hey, I got my wife. I got my girlfriend. My wife don't know. My girlfriend don't know. You know how that works. So anyways, guys, like I said, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow morning. I'm going to run a little videos in the beginning before I go on live. That allows people to come in. You know what I mean? Plus, I like writing, showing my older videos that people may not have seen. So anyways, guys, hang on. Let me quick do something. Hang on. All right, sorry guys. All right, guys. You guys take care. Hopefully see you tomorrow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many people have tuned in every day and compare numbers. Maybe there will be days that are better for people than others. You know. All right, guys. We shall talk to you later.